our counter will be AK Prabhakar sir. Yes, Sudhank.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Let's quickly have the business session. Can we have the updates on the next week role takers by our VP Toastmaster Sai Snehal?
Good evening, everyone. For the next week, we have an educational session on targeting competencies through pathways by DTM Ashish from Smart City Toastmasters Club from Kochi. He'll be guiding us through the entire pathways and Toastmasters, what you can achieve through pathways, and which will be beneficial to all of us since now we only have pathways as our educational session, way to complete a DTM. But all the other roles are open in Master of Ceremony, the general evaluation, and the table topic master. Members interested can contact me. And another update is Toastmaster Rishabh completed his level 2. Give him a big round of applause for completing the same. And I also request all the members to keep their, if you can see, I'm sorry, due to screen, just keep your pathways basecamp open for the feedback session. So as and when you find any particular speaker, not just a role taker, it can be a table topic speaker as well. If you like it, you can just give the feedback, write them, and which will help them to move forward. As Toastmasters, we don't need to stress on the importance of feedback, so I'm sure you all are aware of it. That's all for the update from VPE. Thank you, and back to President Toastmaster Udank.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai Snehal. Update from VP membership is those who have not redeemed, the window is still open till tomorrow afternoon. Who all haven't received? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. AKP, sir.
Anyway, can you say how many have membership now? At least weekly update. I told Ankita to put it across so that everybody knows the position.
Out of
this
49
week I didn't
members,
see it. That's why I just thought I should.
Yes. Out of 49 members, 34 members have renewed so far, which is less than 70% what we targeted for. So those who have not renewed, kindly renew as soon as possible. The renewal window is open till tomorrow afternoon. With that note, I hand over the stage to the Sergeant at Arms. Over to you, Toastmaster Rishabh.
Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In fact, yesterday our own VP Toastmaster Sai Snehal texted me asking, are you interested for this Sergeant at Arms report? And I, with an open heart, told definitely yes. And I asked him for the theme. And he just texted me that I like your attitude. And I was actually very much pepped, and it caught my eyes. And actually, I was very much motivated, and I thought I should do really well tomorrow. And he also texted by a following message, and he told the team, and the theme was attitude is everything. And there I got to know the correlation. And but anyways, that was a small humor. Attitude is definitely everything. It's basically a response of how people actually react, or it's a response to any people, or it's a response to a situation or anything, and it's basically positive or negative attitude. For instance, if you're in a dilemma or any deep trouble, I would suggest keep a positive attitude because it's very important. And as far as I know, I see all these deep troubles or any dilemmas as a gateway to opportunities and explorations, because this problem can actually make sure that you wouldn't land up in trouble in the near future. And it's very much important for us to take it in a very positive note. And it depends on one's perspective. I would say it's okay to be depressed, but do not try to maintain it in the same way. Just try to come out of it and try to be very calm. It's going to be tough, but yes, definitely look at it in a positive way. And to talk more about this, we have our preceding officer who was a leader by nature, and he loves to go on road trips, and he wants to be a professional wildlife photographer in the future. Help me welcome President Toastmaster Udanka.
Thank you for that introduction, Toastmaster Rishabh. Out of very less members today, we have two guests amongst us. Can you guys quickly unmute yourself, turn on your video, and introduce yourself and what got you to Toastmasters? Starting off with Sharanya.
Good evening to one all present here. I'm Sharanya. I'm sorry last time I couldn't talk to you. So now my mic, audio, video, everything is working. So I'm currently working as an assistant professor in Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies. And I've been wanting to join Toastmasters since my PUC, if I'm not wrong, but I never made a decision. But now I thought it's high time I invest my time and myself in improving myself, because my livelihood basically depends on public speaking and communication. So I wanted to master at it. So I thought I'll join this club. And I've already attended a session last week, and it was a wonderful session. It was very impressive, actually. It was beyond my expectations, and I was looking forward to attend today's session. And I'm really happy to be here. Good to see you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Nevertheless, you're never too late to join Toastmasters now also. So welcome to our club. We have our next guest, Apurva Herle.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So hi, I'm Apurva Herle. I'm 22 years old and I work as a data analyst, due to which I am here as a guest. So as you can see, she's maybe an early guest. And she's been asking me to come as a guest, but since I work and my time holiday, I would make time, and I'm so glad to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and welcome to the club. We have Anita Jain. Anita, ma'am. Okay.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Anita here. I'm 42 and I heard a lot about Toastmasters and about your club. I've always been interested to do something to help myself improve. So I thought this would be an excellent time since both my children are also old enough to manage by themselves. So it's like a more getting to know myself, improving myself. So I wanted to be a guest and be a part of it.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you and welcome to our club as a guest. Okay,
Thank
with
you.
that, thank you, ma'am. Can we have the minutes of 1002 read out by our Associate Secretary Toastmaster Gaurav?
Yeah, good evening to on and on present here. So I'm here to read out the minutes of the meeting number 1102, which was held on 22nd March 2021. The theme was separation of expression. Business session started at 6:16 p.m. and was chaired by the President Toastmaster Udanka. Following points were discussed. Roles are open for the next meeting, and everyone should contact VPE for booking the roles. Reminder about the membership renewal. The regular meeting started at 6:20 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Ujjwal started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Udanka. Toastmaster Udanka opened the meeting, welcomed the guests, and spoke on the theme and introduced Master of Ceremonies of the day, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Vijay Upendra spoke on the theme and introduced the role takers. The following were role takers: Timer Toastmaster Gaurav, R Counter Toastmaster Ujjwal, Grammarian DTM AK Prabhakara, and PP Evaluator Toastmaster Udanka. The prepared speech session had the following speeches. The first speaker was Toastmaster Varaprasad, attempting level 2 project 2 and was evaluated by Toastmaster Lalana. The second speaker was Toastmaster Rishabh, who was attempting level 2 project 3 and was evaluated by DTM MUBUS. The table topic session was conducted by DTM Subramaniam, and following were the speakers: Toastmaster Arundhati, DTM AK Prabhakara, DTM MU Bhatt, Toastmaster Sai Snehal, guest Sharanya, Toastmaster Lalana, Toastmaster Varaprasad, and Toastmaster Ujjwal. The general evaluation session was conducted by Toastmaster Arundhati, and the winners of the week were Best Speaker Toastmaster Rita, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Lalana, and Best Table Topic Speaker DTM AK Prabhakar. The President concluded the meeting at 8:07 p.m. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Sek. Do we have any changes in the minutes? If not, we take it considered, and I open meeting number 1103. One of the most important steps you can take towards achieving your greatest potential in life is to learn and monitor your attitude, as it plays an impact role, performance, relationship, and every aspect of your life. Attitude is necessary to balance your life. Balance, which make your thought process a balanceful and help in your practical day-to-day life activities. For the access in day-to-day life, we try to do many things. We try to get success in many things, but we fail. Do you guys know why? Because we would have not chosen a right attitude towards that or a right strategy. And to reach there, we try, but we never look back what's our problem there. That's the main principle, attitude. For the success or being a successful person, the three things matters. The first thing begin with your head. Thanks, Sai, for that. Success starts from the head. That's the thought. Don't think rationally. Don't put the logic behind every thought you or every work you want to do. Just go with what you actually want to do for the success. Think always right and rationally. The second comes down. That's your mouth. The words you talk about. That builds your personality. That builds how you are, what you are. How is your outcome? How is your interaction? That's what it builds for you. The third comes still down. That's your hands. It showcases what kind of a person you are. How is your behavior? How is your attitude going on? That's all what matters in your attitude. Overall, for a success, you should have three proper things in your hand: head, mouth, hand. Head for thoughts, mouth for words, and hand for action. All these things should have the right combination so that you get a right attitude. I still remember many of my mentors, apart from Toastmasters, say that always be like that person. That person being so big, he has gained a lot of name over a short period internationally. He is having billions of billion rupees. He has a higher position. Upon having such richness, he have a simple lifestyle and a simple attitude. By now, you guys would have guessed whom I'm talking about. Yes, it's the founder of Infosys, Narayan Murthy sir. Upon being so rich, he has a very low attitude, keeping himself at a very highest stage. That's what we want to be, right? That's the right attitude, what we want to inculcate in our life. So, to talk about more what exactly this attitude is, we have a special person amongst us. She has been graduated as an electronics and communication engineer and is currently working at Z Omega as a manager. Her responsibility is to improve the process within the team and organization level, and also conduct audits across the different departments in her office. Her hobbies include cooking, listening to music, meditation, yoga, and spending time with family. Please put your hands in welcoming Master of the Evening, Toastmaster Indrani.
Thank you, Udank, for that beautiful introduction. Am I audible? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Every day we wake up thanking for another bright day in our life, keeping self clean and bright. And we human beings can alter our lives by altering the attitude of mind. Hello, good evening, and welcome, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In our daily life, we meet up with family members, neighbors, colleagues if we are working, friends, strangers, and shop vendors, etc. Don't we think we meet multiple peoples in our daily routine activities? We need to communicate for whatever purpose we meet them. I could like to share how attitude is everything in our life. A person by name Janu, who was cool, polite, when he when he came to city, he joined in a nearby private company, leading his life and well settled in life. He was hardly interacting with neighborhood, where his neighbor could insist him to talk and collect Janu's personal information, like his background, where is he working, and so on. These interactions continued, and he was happy with the neighborhood, and months and years passed together. Since he has purchased his own house, he was living happily in the neighborhood. Everything was fine. One new family shifted next to Janu's house. Janu's neighbor does electronic repair work. He started his business in the neighborhood, interacting with people. Janu did not have any electronics repair so that to interact with him. So he just did not bother since he was busy with his routine work, nor hardly spoke to the neighbor. So later, Janu was unclear. Few gossiping and bullying started in the neighborhood, which it was very difficult for Janu to identify the cause. This continued for few years. Janu lost his patience, started screaming and yelling, raising his hands and the neighbors at the neighbors. For this, he was getting annoyed because of this sarcastic laughing when Janu goes outside. And the neighbors started to watch his ugly words, understanding the state of Janu's mind. People called Janu in different words like mad, crack, and whatnot. Finally, went to a police FIR. Still, Janu was able to prove to the police that nothing was wrong from his side. Police warned Janu's neighbor not to create problems when people are around the neighborhood. All that was understood was because people miserable because of not what they don't have. It's simply because they are comparing by themselves in neighborhood. It is a foolish game. Later, after a few months, Janu decided to sort out this issue by shifting his family to a different location in a city. And he made sure to speak with everyone in the neighborhood. After a year, he came back to the same area. Everything was peaceful. Janu put a smile when he comes outside. Later, neighbors came to know Janu was a gentleman, but due to tragedy in his family, each year he lost his sister, dad, mom, where his neighbors were unaware of it. So he hardly interacted with neighbors and friends. Janu learned from his mistake that he should interact with neighbors, maintain a good relationship, and alter the attitude of mind. One such great admired leader and inspired personality with great attitude, knowing attitude is everything in life, was Ralph C. Smedley, started Toastmaster International. The first meeting was held at YMCA building on October 22nd, 1924 in Santa Ana, California. So people can be motivated to speak, build communication and leadership skill. Today we have around 16,800 clubs spread across 143 countries and with a membership of about 364,000. To start, a typical Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 sessions. First session is a prepared speech session, which the speaker gets time to prepare the speech based on the subject of own choice, as per Toastmaster guidelines of the manual. The second session is a table topic session, one of the most exciting sessions of the Toastmaster meeting, where speaker has to choose randomly by the table topic master. Speaker is given a topic to speak for 2 minutes. This challenges members to develop their impromptu communication skill to effectively think on their feet, followed by evaluation session where proceedings of the meeting is evaluated. We have today 4 role takers for smooth functioning of today's meeting. I could request respective role takers to explain the role as I call out their names. To start with, the first role taker, time taker, Toastmaster Udang.
Thank you, ma'am. As we all know, time and tide waits for none. So timing is the main essential of your life. So I'll be making down of the time for each and every speaker behind the lectern. For prepared speeches, I'll be showing the green card at the end of 5 minutes, yellow card at the end of 6 minutes, and the red card for at the end of 7 minutes. For table topic session, I'll be showing the green card at the end of 1 minute, yellow card at the end of 1.5 minutes, and red card at the end of 2 minutes. For individual evaluation, I'll be showing green card at the end of 2 minutes, yellow card at the end of 2.5 minutes, and red card at the end of 3 minutes. I'll be giving my report during the general evaluation. Thank you, and back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Udang. Moving to our next role taker, grammarian, Toastmaster Arundhati.
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Grammar is a critical skill to master, and it builds a perfect bridge between what the speaker means and what the listeners understand. In this direction, as a grammarian for today, my job is to note down good usages and not so good usages and give the report when I'm called for. The word of day is adroit, the meaning of which is having or showing skill, cleverness or resourcefulness in handling situations. The usage goes like this. Our president, Toastmaster Udanka, is adroit at every problem thrown to him. I would encourage all the speakers to use today's word as much as possible. Thank you, and back to you, MC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arundhati. Followed by our next role, our counter, DTM AK Prabhakara.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My role as accounter is to keep track of and you know, I know, and unnecessary pauses that come sometimes naturally, unnaturally to while speaking formally, and keep track of that and report it to the General Evaluator in the second half of the meeting. Over to Toastmaster Indrani.
Thank you, DTM AK Prabhakara. Last role taker, PP Evaluator, Toastmaster Rishabh.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As the PP Evaluator for today, please avoid talking about sex, politics, and religion. Enter and exit the meeting only during the transitions between any speakers. And keep yourself muted, and only if required while speaking, you can unmute yourself. And of course, keep your phone on silent. And I shall give the report at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishabh. Okay, let's not wait. To start with the first session, the prepared speech, we have our today's speaker, DTM Subramanya. I request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Ravi Kumar, to read out the project guidelines.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, MC of the day. Speaker, DTM Subramaniam. Speech title, My Coaching Journey. And the speech is level 4 and project 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop and apply skills for coaching a fellow member or a person outside Toastmasters who can benefit his or her expertise. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his experience, coaching or coaching experience. Back to DTM Subramaniam, and I wish Speaker DTM Subramaniam all the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi Kumar. A dual member served as an EDICOM coordinator.
MC?
Our division.
Indrani?
Sorry, sir.
I think Udanka has got something to convey.
Sir, what is the time duration as it's a high...
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, President. the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, MC.
Thank you, sir. A dual member served as an EDICOM coordinator, past division K director, past area district director, 92, serving as a club retention chair of District 121, Pathways Effective Coaching, completed Engaging Humor, completed ACB, Social Occasion Speeches and Entertaining Speak Manual, ACS, Speak and Info Manual and Specialty Speeches, ACG, Storytelling Manual and Humorous Speaking, and he is a mechanical engineer and MTech in computers, working as a reliability practitioner at L&T TS in Bangalore. Let us, DTM Subramania is taking up a level 4 project with project title My Coaching Journey. So fellow Toastmasters, please join with me with a huge round of applause to welcome DTM Subramania sir on screen.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Indrani, for such a wonderful introduction. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Toastmasters, some enlightened soul has said about coaching. Coaching is not a therapy. Coaching is all about product development, and you are the end product. When I heard about coaching, in fact, there was that one such thing which was always common and coming to my mind about football coaches or hockey coaches. How many of you agree with me when you hear a coach for the first time? Thank you. I can see some people acknowledging. Thank you very much. So whenever we hear about coaches, it's always about coaches of a sports team, either a cricket team or a football team. And we have also watched several movies coming up about sports. Like, for example, we have our own Hindi movie, Chak De India, where Shah Rukh Khan was a failed player, but to get that credit back himself, he applied as a coach for women's hockey team, and then he went on to help the Indian women's hockey team to win World Cup. Of course, there are other avenues for being a coach as well. For example, if most of us we are going for professional studies, or if you want to pass a professional exam so that we can gain any scholarship or entry to any educational institutions or in any of the UPSC exams, some of us who can afford for coaching, we always go for professional coaching to some institutions to pay money, where we are trained by professional coaches in a certain process so that we can achieve success. Well, all this thinking was very much inculcated in my mind when I heard about this coaching, especially with respect to coaching aspect relevant to Toastmasters. Now, I have few anecdotes which I will share from my own perspective when it comes to coaching. First of all, before I became a coach, of course, I also went to coaching institute during my earlier younger days to pass certain exams. When it comes to my own coaching experience, of course, the first experience I can recall is helping or coaching my own younger brother on filing and getting to know how to file your IT returns. I would say it is very much coaching, because in fact for the first time I had learned how to file IT returns online, and when it came to helping him, it becomes easier for me, because he was very much careless, I would say, because he being younger, even though he started before working before me, he was always careless and little bit lazy while thinking about IT returns and all. So in a way, it was my first coaching experience where I coached my younger brother on how to submit IT returns online using the website. Even though it was not like very conscious on my part on coaching him, but later, after having gone through this coaching module in Toastmasters, I realized that it was actually coaching rather than mentoring. And I would say that I did not realize the impact of my coaching on him, but I'm very happy to say that without any help from me, he has been filing his own IT returns for last few years after having persuaded him, or maybe I would say having abused him as a younger brother to file returns. So this is my first coaching journey, and I am not very conscious about what impact it had on him, because as a younger brother we have our own relationship. Now when it comes to actual coaching, I have a role in my company which says I'm a specialist, I'm a subject matter expert in my chosen domain, that is reliability, as I was introduced by Toastmaster Indrani. As she introduced me, she mentioned that I am working as a reliability practitioner. Now in my role, I am supposed to mentor, or I am supposed to help any of my team members to understand what is reliability and to make them industry ready so that they can be deployed in a project. So in a way, I have been doing that for last 1 or 2 years, and definitely it has been a very positive experience for me. But in a way, molding them the way I want, so that we can engage them for any kind of project which brings revenue to the organization. One such example would be that when one of my reportees, he joined as a fresher directly from the college, even though he was trained by the company before he joined my team for 2 months. Of course, to provide the finishing touches so that he can be industry ready, I had to train him for at least 2 days initially to make him understand the objective or project scope, and to make him ready so that he can work on the actual project and he can be built. That's where we can bring revenue. I would say that it was very much positive learning for me. There has been many more interaction with him, coaching him to make him a bit of confident about himself in reliability. I myself have understood that as managers or as specialists, we ourselves, we unconsciously coach our own colleagues when they join our team and they move on to different projects. Every time a new person comes in, we always coach them. We don't realize it, but it is the way it is. I have come to realize this fact after having gone through this module, and I have to say that coaching is one experience wherein, while helping others, you also get to develop a personal rapport with them, and you can influence positively. In my experience, I've been able to influence at least 2 or 3 persons to consider reliability as a full-time career. So with that, I'm happy to say that I have had a small chance to positively influence for someone to decide reliability as a full-time career. With that, back to Toastmaster Indrani. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DTM Subramania sir. That was a wonderful insights and completely immersed in your way of coaching experience and journey, and understood what is reliability practitioner. Thank you, sir. Moving to our next session, table topic. He is an engineer, worked in a company, in IT company in Bangalore, now running his own coffee center in Chikmagalur. During his free time, reads books, growth hack books. He loves to play iGraphic computer games. Please let us welcome Toastmaster Nakul.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. This is the second role I'm taking since joining Toastmaster Club Mekon Communication. I wish all the Toastmasters an adroit table topic session. Sharing my screen. Topic for today is everyday things in India. Describe a typical day in your life as a, and I'm going to show you different slides and pick names. Objective of a table topic is to be impromptu, fun and engaging, and say what is on the top of your head and speak directly rather than preparing for the subject and taking time. I want to pick the first Toastmaster, Toastmaster Arundhati Herle. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
So, describe a typical day in your life as a, okay, as a
school auto rickshaw. So you are taking inanimate objects and describe your day as an auto rickshaw.
Okay. Good evening, topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I am a school auto rickshaw, but I'm very happy that I'm created as a school auto rickshaw because I carry toddlers, tiny kids every day to school. You can look into my heart where I have so many children with different expressions on their faces. Though so many of them are together, sitting very tight without any gap between, they look very enthusiastic. They are filled with life, and you should really insert yourself into this, into me, to listen to them, to have an experience with them. They have lot of inquisitiveness, and they want to explore everything around them. They chat, they fight, they play, they enjoy, and every day my life is full of life. I'm very happy to carry these people to school and back home and get engaged in their everyday routine. Back to you, topic master.
Thank you. That was a wonderful description of a school rickshaw. Next topic, Toastmaster Gaurav Badri.
Good evening to all the Toastmasters and welcome guests. As a newspaper, I play a very important role in giving all the day-to-day activities happening around the country, around the state, around the world to each and everyone around the who are present in this earth. Due to so much of building of technology nowadays, so few of them doesn't prefer newspaper. I've seen many houses that they don't prefer newspaper, as you can read so many news in your device. Just go to Google or just download an app like Times of India. But but people like me, I prefer the physical newspaper, which has to be in hands. I just can't read to device. Still, people prefer newspaper, and me being a newspaper, it plays a very important role. And once the day is done, once my day is completed, you can see that I am used for this Bel Puri role, and that I've used it as a tissue paper in so many chat corners, and there are so many there are kids who make newspaper as a rocket and they play along. And I'm just not a newspaper. I'm used in many other things as well in people's day-to-day life. So I'm happy that I'm a newspaper and I'm useful for the other human beings as well. And I wish people just don't stop using newspaper, because once you're done reading news in the mobile, you can't use that as anything else, but a newspaper, you can use it in other ways. So thank you, and back to you.
Thank you. As per a case study, newspaper is the most upcycled object in India, as a fun fact. Next, Toastmaster Indrani. You're on mute.
Toastmaster, table topic master Nakul. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. The topic cow on the road. Okay. So I'm being a cow. I'm free to roam around as I wish, because today the city is completely blocked with concretes and there is no place for me to stay. There's no food for me to even go search of. It's full of concrete on the roadside as well as within the buildings, and the parks have been less greenery since it is summer, and most of the trees have been down in few of the areas full of concrete. So, and it is, though I know it is sunny and it's going to block people need to understand even the trouble and the challenges that I am going through my life, and they think only their challenges are more important. Even we are living on this earth along with other human beings. Human being being very crazy and very troubling peoples, at least to my group of animals. We request people to be humble. Since we serve them in many ways, we give them milk, they convert that into butter, then to ghee, they enjoy the food and they live happily. They don't even bother, how do I lead my life? So I'm trying to make people to understand, even I'm one of the animal on this planet, to give importance to me as well and to take care of me. So back to you, Toastmaster Nakul.
That was brilliant. I thought this was the toughest slide, and you have done justice to that slide. Okay, next topic. I want DTM Subramaniam sir to take this topic.
Yes.
Do
you want me to take this role play and share my response, or I can just go ahead?
Typical day as a fortune teller, you just play the role.
Okay. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster of the evening and welcome guests. Thank you, Toastmaster Nakul, for giving me this very interesting topic. In fact, I have been watching them, or I have been seeing them for lots of years. Whenever I get a chance to walk from home to work, or from bus stop to my workplace, or from bus stop to my home, especially in very crowded junctions, or in a place where there are lots of traffic, especially these people, they come from either villages or from villages to cities, and they typically come to a very busy road on a very early morning, and they clean a place and they sit on that place very comfortably. And typically when you observe them, they have at least one card for every zodiac sign, and they have a small cage wherein small goddess photo would be there, worshipped with small flowers, and they will have one parrot. So I don't venture out to ask about my own future from them. But what I observed is there are always fans for this kind of uh, people, fortune tellers, and there are different types of fortune tellers. Maybe people who use parrots as a way of telling fortunes, depending on if you have a person approaching him, then they will release the parrot from that cage, and then they will induce the parrot to select one of the you can see there are different pink colored covers. In that they'll have one such photo, maybe of different characters from mythological stories, or maybe different gods. So based on that and looking at the background of the situation, they make up a story. I really don't understand what how people can believe them, or how people they really make the decisions based on these fortune tellers. But in a way, for these people also, it's a way of life. I cannot say for sure if they are really helping people, but there is something is that there is always a set of business available for these people, because there are always few innocents who believe this kind of fortune tellers, and sometimes it may work for them, depending on what is your background, whether you come from a laborer class or whether you come from a middle class background. I think these people also they see your background, and in Kannada they say mukakke takkante mane hakodu. So based on your background and how you look, how your first impression is, they always charge you based on how much you want it badly. So if someone is a labor class, they may charge it around 200 rupees or 300 rupees. Whereas if someone is very rich, and if they believe them coming for some hint, so that they can go for their next business lead, I think they can always charge a few thousand rupees. I would always tell them, or consider them as very interesting characters, but may not take them seriously as such, because I am one such person who always believes that if I always know my future in advance, then what is it that I am going to do? And if I know my future, then I may not put in my best effort to achieve something which I want. So in a way, knowing future, it's a bit relative. For me, unknown future is something which is both exciting as well as unprecedented. So it's always best not to know your future and don't approach them. And it's better not to knowing future, and there is some thrill in working towards what we need to achieve. So that's about my response. Thank you.
Thank you for the response, sir. Next, Toastmaster Udanka.
Okay, thank you for that lovely, colorful picture, Toastmaster Nakul. As a puncher, what this is. Everyone goes to know, most of the IT member who lives alone away from the family, saying that I have stayed in Baswangadi and my office is in Electronic City. I'll go stay there. For those members who go stay there, this is the best digestive medicine what we can give after their unhealthy food at the restaurants. Anyone you see outside any big restaurant, there will be one small shop with this pan. There are different types of pans: sweet pan, sada pan, chocolate pan. To name a few, there are many, but even I'm not so much aware of that. But trust me, this is the best thing to eat after your heavy, unhealthy food meal after every part. So not only IT members, there are many members who come, and there is no timings for this. So I have seen people eating this early in the morning as the first meal of their day, and I have seen members who have been eating this at the end of the day. So trust me, as a pan seller, we can earn our pie from the early morning, from the sunrise to the sunset, from 6 a.m. in the morning to 11 p.m. in the night. That's full that period we can earn a single pie. With that, I hand over the charge back to the table topic master.
Thank you for that wonderful. Okay, next is Toastmaster MU Bhatt, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Toby Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My name is M.U. Bhatt. I am a bus conductor in route number 27 between Jayanagar 9th block and Majestic. And you will be surprised to know, and probably you will not find a more satisfying career than mine. From the early morning when the bus starts, my first route starts at 6 a.m. You just think I have to get up at 4 o'clock and get myself ready. And when I have to go to the bus stop terminus and get into that, put my attendance and then get all the tickets and all. You do not realize the kind of experience I get as a conductor from morning to evening. Sometimes I have to control the crowd. You're seeing that one of my, I think you're taken photograph of my bus only. Yeah, because I can see the persons who are just grappling with the rod and trying to climb and all that. I cannot say no to them because they have to reach their college early. So I said, okay, is there somehow accommodate, but try to come inside. Then somebody playing mischief. And one thing, the kind of skills I have to acquire as which nobody can achieve. I have to just stand up and even write sometimes, on the earlier days when I was, the printed tickets were not there, I used to even write with a standing position. So much so, I become so much accustomed. When I go home, if I have to write something, I have to ask my wife to shake the table so that, I get the same experience of writing. That is a kind of life. But one thing I can tell you that I've been such a satisfying life I'm spending from morning 6 o'clock to last bus route comes to about 9:30. By the time I enter the depot, I feel, oh, what a satisfying, what the service I've done to humanity by taking thousands and thousands of people to a destination, taking care of their needs, using all that. Of course, there are some persons complaining against me that I pocket some of the changes given and some I take free rides from people and with the lesser charge. This is all part of the game. Sometimes I should, with the minimum salary I get, I should manage things also. So what is the harm in that? I feel that is perfectly justified. There is no harm in that. But just imagine the kind of service I provide to you all people. I think I would suggest that for all of you, I fully from my heart, bottom of my heart say that my career as a bus conductor is one of the most satisfying you can think. I call upon all you to take that role. It is a totally satisfying job what you can have in your life. Back to tabletop.
This felt like a guaranteed placement pitch in college just after 4th semester. Toastmaster Ravi Kumar sir.
Good evening, table topic master, fellow Toastmaster, and welcome guests. Traffic police officer cannot be good in a place like Bangalore city. Disorganized traffic, disorganized pedestrians, and the signal lights doesn't work. People start late from home and they are in a hurry and they want to switch on and skip the signals. They want to dupe the police officer, and if his attention is towards something, towards the direction east, people on the north, south, and west would be taking a small chance to skip the attention of that officer and run away. However, Toastmasters, the traffic police officer who starts early morning and goes back home late night, so tired and fatigued, it is only in the last 5 to 10 years, people are willing to give sympathy, appreciate the work that he does, and also elaborate that he does much more what he can. People are sympathetic towards him, saying that he has an extended hours of work to manage and to, still be efficient. The police officers, the kind of things that they face, the challenges is untimely food. They are exposed to dust, smoke, and whatnot. All kinds of people are in the traffic. So he has to change his approach and giving advice. If it is a student, he has to change his tone. If he is a LIC employee or a bank employee, he has to handle it very appropriately. And if he's a VIP in the town, an MLA, a corporator or somebody, then he has to handle him differently. So these people are trained themselves. These people are very tactful, and I have seen many traffic police officers who are adroit, and they manage too well, and they handle the situation exceedingly well. So good traffic police officer. I have also seen traffic police officers who are very passionate. They dance to the tune, the whistle. They give directions with one or two dancing steps, and they are sympathetic for elderly people. They manage too well. Otherwise, if they don't do that way, and if they don't carry a right attitude on their shoulders every day morning, otherwise these people can go berserk. They can be ugly, they can be angry, and they can be nasty. So such things we don't see because they can't afford A, and B, they are not like that. So this is a very challenging job, yeah, but they manage, they take it well, and somehow they are ensuring that the accidents and other things, mishaps are reduced to the best of their ability. Back to you, table topic master.
That was wonderful, sir. Even though the topic was not so good, but then you managed to clearly describe what is the thought process they will have. Any of the guests want to take guest Sharanya Murthy?
Yes, I would like to try. Okay. Good evening to one and all present here. The topic given to me is internet modem. Okay. I am very proud to be an internet modem, because without me, there will not be a single person alive on this planet. Because up until 20 decades, I was not really given so much importance. But now, without me, no person can be alive. No person can talk to any other person. Nobody can communicate any information. Nobody can transfer any data from one person to another one. No one can learn things instantly on Google and other platforms. Nobody can have a platform to store up their data, and nobody can watch or stream movies online. Nobody can exchange mails. And basically, without me, there is no life that can be actively living. Existing is there, but living is not there, especially when it comes to youngsters and teenagers, because they are the ones who use who use internet a lot, especially people who are into corporate. Mostly it used to be IT, but now it's not the case, because even education industry has become as equal to IT industries, because even teachers cannot live without internet, because now, since thanks to COVID, because of which everything has become online. Teaching, learning, examination, evaluation, invigilation, everything has become completely online. So which needs me. Without internet modem, there cannot be learning, there cannot be education system, there cannot be work or work-life balance, for that matter. I think that's it. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Nakul.
That was wonderful and impromptu. As per the latest Forbes case study, either it's no longer water as the third world war, maybe internet is the source of third world war. Next is Toastmasters Sai Snehal. Toastmasters Sai Snehal. Okay. Toastmaster Rishabh, if he's not going to take it.
Yes. Yeah. Hi all. Good evening, Toastmasters. Uh, Definitely, as an elbowed card, I'm being used in a very rough manner and a very much. All the beginners come and try me out, and basically, people take me for granted, and they don't mind crashing me or actually taking me on bad roads, and it's being used for a very less time, and it's being probably treated as garbage. I don't think people would actually buy me for seconds or and yes, as you can see that again, a Maruti 800 is a very vulnerable car, I would say, and actually it's very much tiny, and huge people do sit on me and just drive me crazy, and it just makes me go nuts. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, DTM AK Prabhakara sir.
General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My day as a scanner in airport is somewhat interesting in the sense that when the suitcase goes in, I see a lot of items that are fairly risky, or sometimes it can be something that can devastate a plane itself. And my job is to keep on looking for such thing and throw it into the screen so that whether it is really worthwhile allowing is to be decided by the person who is keeping an eye on what I scan. And sometimes I cannot really see something, and what I don't see, then the suitcases are turned around, and then the person still they cannot do it. They call the person and open it. I'm not a flawless person. That's why sometimes if I make a mistake, you see plane crashing, exploding in midair. And not only that, I sometimes people put it in such a way, terrorists, I would say, that components are put in different locations in the same suitcase, but when they assemble it in the midair, things can explode, or they can assemble things that leads to explosion. I'm an imperfect one, but still I make the travel in air a lot safer. There are people who, in spite of the banning, they take goods inside that are banned, like they are not supposed to carry it without paying taxes. And those gold ornaments, every day, sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't. But most of the times, as far as metal is concerned, I do it. I'm thankful to great Nobel laureate Sir C.V. Raman, who really devised a way of, that is a material, depending on the material, when the scanning takes place, then particular frequency of characteristic of that material is released, by which the display shows that particular material. And because of that one particular scanning methodology discovered by Raman, who got Nobel Prize for that, I am more effective today. And for that, one thing that gives me immense satisfaction, I have made air travel safer and safer over a period of time. And my job continues, and I sustain air travel, which is still the fastest mode of transport to any part of the world. Over to table topic master.
Thank you, sir. Sai Snehal Reddy, you are taking this subject now.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Lemon chili, the most common way of showing that you cannot put nazar on us, on the vehicle or anything that is attached. I'm mostly found on all these lorries, usually on highways. So if you can just see when I'm out on the highway, when I'm traveling on someone's vehicle or truck or anything as such, you might think oh, such a big lorry, how is it happening? All that small nazar is all taken by me. And when the owner finally decides that I have had too much, he just throws me away and puts a new fresh piece. So I keep recycling very often and keep collecting all the negative energy and making sure that the person who has me does not face any negativity and always stay safe throughout the journey. So that is the importance of this lemon chili. Don't take it lightly. It's very important. So you know how it important is. Thank you, and back to table topic, Master.
Any of the guests wants to pick up the topic? Anybody else want to take up the topic?
I would like to try.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I am the various chapels outside temples. I'm found outside temples, churches, mosques, any religious places. People leave me outside and they go in to worship. I am basically a footwear which protects people's feet. And I come in various sizes, shapes, depending on your gender. But the most unusual thing is at times when I'm outside these places, temples and all, people just tend to wear someone else's chappals and keep walking out. I think that's it. I can't think of anything more. Thank you.
Any other guests? I think last guest.
You ask, pose it to Rashmi, our member.
Toastmaster
Rashmi.
Good evening, Toastmaster and Table Master Nakul. Me as a fish in a bowl. This orange color fish is always taken as a lucky fish, and in every in the offices or in the any shop, in homes, it is placed for the lucky thing. So most of the time, fish in a bowl, it will be kept for the lucky, so it will give us a good fortune. And for something for kids, it's really they'll enjoy watching the fish aquarium wherever we go to the any big malls or where we'll see the aquarium where different kinds of fish are kept, where kids enjoy a lot of things with the fish. They'll moving, they'll kiss the children, they come here and go. And the beauty of that sea, that aquarium, the sea environment we can see in the shops or the malls. So that's what about the fish. Me as a fish ball, I feel very lucky because everybody will pay attention towards me wherever I kept. Thank you, Table Master. Over to you.
Thank you. That's it for today. Back to Toastmaster Indrani. Hope you had a fun session with this impromptu topics chosen. Thank you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Nakul. That was an amazing topics and all of us enjoyed the entire session. Give him a huge round of applause. Okay, now it's time for us to move to our next session. Yes, let's take a break for a few minutes and we'll be gathering back in another 5 minutes at 7:40 or 7:35, Udang.
Considering 5 minutes, we'll be back by 7:37.
Okay.
Nakul?
Yes, sir.
More about your table topic, the general evaluator will say.
Okay.
But it was good from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Udank.
Yes, sir.
I want you to take your hand away from your head. You look very, if you keep your hand on your head, you look very worried or something like that. Now you see, you look.
Sure, sir, I won't.
Yeah, thanks.
He's actually worried, sir.
Why, man? Why? I wanted to check.
What am I worried, Sai?
You should tell me.
As of nothing, as of now, I'm not worried for anything.
But what a great compliment you got today, Udan, that you MC said adroit. The grammarian said adroit Udanka Arjun.
Sir, that credit should goes to Sai, sir, because he would have mentioned that in the agenda.
No. People have seen you from day one, and yeah, they vote for that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Subramaniam sir, hegidira?
Anandin sir, I think
excellent.
Last 2 weeks when I saw you on screen, today you look a bit younger, sir.
By younger means I have removed that salt and pepper mustache. Yeah, but one thing is sure, Subramaniam, your knowledge about astrologers are too good.
Sir, it is just my observation and experience, sir.
I think more of experience than observation.
I would say rather than experience, because I don't have an experience of dealing with them directly.
No, Subramaniam, where I suspected you is, you were giving the rate for a laborer how much, for a normal how much you will charge, and for how much you will charge, for a family man with bigger worries how much you will charge. That was very good.
It was all on hearsay.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳ ಅದು ಅಪೂರ್ವ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಅವಳು KPMG ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 11 to 8 is ಸರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ರುಟೀನ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋಳಿ ರಜಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾಳೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯಿಂದಾನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದಾ?
ಮನೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮ್ದು ಅದು ಹೆರಳೆನಾ? ಅದು ಏನದು ಹರಳೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ? ಹೆರಳೆ ಕಾಯಿ ಆ ಥರದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಊರ ಹೆಸರು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆರಳೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ?
ಊರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಸರ್ನೇಮ್. ಅದು ಹೇರಳವಾಗಿತ್ತು ಆ ತರ ಅರ್ಥ ತಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಓ ಹಾಗ ಅದು ಸರ್ನೇಮ? ನಾನು ಊರ ಹೆಸರೇನು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ.
ಊರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಊರು ಪಾರಂಪಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದು?
ಅದು ಕೋಟದ ಪಕ್ಕ ಸರ್, ಶಿರಾಬ್ಕರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್.
ಉಡುಪಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಿಮ್ದು?
ಉಡುಪಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕುಂದಾಪುರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಉಡುಪಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು 30 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಟ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
ಕೋಟ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್, ಕೋಟ ಶಿವರಾಬ್ಕರ್ ಅಂತ.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಇದು ಹರಳೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸರ್ನೇಮ? ಇದು ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು ಹಿರೇಮಗಳೂರು ತರ ಹರ್ ಲೇ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೇ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಊರು ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇನಿದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದು ಸಾಲಿಗ್ರಾಮದ ಹತ್ರ ಊರು?
ಸಾಲಿಗ್ರಾಮ ಹತ್ರ ಸರ್, ಸಾಲಿಗ್ರಾಮದ ಹತ್ರ.
ಇದು ಅದು ಇದೇನು ಊರಿನ ಹೆಸರು ಆಗತ್ತ ಹಂಗಾರೆ? ಇದು
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಸರ್ನೇಮ್ ಹೇರಳೆ ಮಯ್ಯ ಭಟ್.
ಹಾಗೆ
ಸರ್ನೇಮ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್.
ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈ ಭಟ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಭಟ್ಟು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದಾರೆ, ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರದಿಂದ ಕನ್ಯಾಕುಮಾರಿ ತನಕ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನನಗೆ MU ಭಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮಕ್ಬುಲ್ ಉಲ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತ.
ಹೌದು ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರಿ ಇವನಿದಾನಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಕ್ಬಾಲ್ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ರಸೂಲ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅವನ ಹೆಸರು.
ಸರ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಿ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತ.
ಹೌದು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ನಮ್ದು 1960s ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಜಾಜ್ ಉಲ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ನಪ್ಪ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನೆ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅವಾಗ ಆಗಿರೋದು.
ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರಿ ಪಂಡಿತ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆನೂ ಭಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗುಜರಾತಿ ಭಟ್, UP ಭಟ್ಸ್, ಇವನ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಭಟ್ಟಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಭಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ.
ಆಗ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇವಾಗ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಟೈಮ್
ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ರು ಬಂದ್ರು.
So welcome back to our next session, general evaluation. So general evaluation session is going to give us the feedback that needs to be advanced our skills. Today's general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurav, he is pursuing BCom in Jain University.
Hello. MC madam.
Yes, sir.
I think the speech evaluation is.
So GE takes over it.
Correct. Sorry. Agreed. My apologies.
Thank you, sir.
Absence make problem.
He is pursuing BCom in Jain University. His hobbies includes cricket, football, sketching, and he has done a course in acting, modeling, and photography. And he loves to pursue a career as an actor or as a photographer in future. He is our current associate secretary of our club. Please let us welcome Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Indrani, for that lovely introduction. So when Sai Snell pinged me asking, can you be the general evaluator for the next week? I just sent him a message saying that, can you please wait for a few minutes? And I was thinking, can I pull this off? Because it's my first time as a general evaluator. And I'm facing so many DTMs who have done general evaluator for more than 100 times. So then I'm like, okay, let's give it a try. If not now, then when? So I just said, okay, I'll take it up. Let's jump into the session. So the meeting started at 6:22 p.m. So it's 7 minutes delay. So I would suggest, few role takers were joined a bit late. So I would suggest you guys to join like 10 minutes back, 10 minutes before the meeting, so that if the role takers are in place, then we can start the meeting on time. So it was a business session. So in the business session, they spoke about the roles for the next meeting is open, and it's going to be educational session. And congratulations, Rishabh, for completing level 2 once again. And there was a renewal update as well for tomorrow. So after that, it was the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rishabh. He started nicely by introducing the team by giving his personal story with a bit of humor and making everyone laugh and cheer up and start the meeting with a happy face. He spoke about the team by speaking about how important it is to have a positive attitude, and by having a positive attitude, it's all about having a good day in our life. So kudos to you on that. And it was a short and sweet. It was not long speech or something. It was just a small and short and sweet, which I appreciate. So can you give him a huge round of applause? So after that, he introduced the president, Toastmaster Dudanka, and president asked the secretary to give the minutes of the meeting. So me being the secretary, I saw that no one had any amendments, any changes in the amendments. So I believe I did a great job. So kudos to me for that. And going to the president's speech, he introduced the guest. He gave an opportunity to all the guests to talk about how they came to know about Toastmasters and give a bit of their introduction. And he started off by saying that attitude matters, and how it is to become successful, how attitude plays a very important role. And he told about these 3 important things, that is the head, mouth, and hand, by giving a small example of Narayan Murthy, who we actually I hope everyone knows him, and we can understand how from a very small background he become a very successful businessman. So And President, I've been seeing you from past so many meetings, and day by day you're becoming very confident speaker. And sometimes I feel you're not even prepared, just going on spot. That's how inspiring your speeches are day by day. So kudos to you on that. And can we give him a huge round of applause? So after this about the MC, I'll talk about the MC at the end of the meeting. So going to the individual evaluator. So I request, there was only one speech for today's meeting. So I request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Ravi Kumar, to give his evaluation on the speaker, to DTM Subramanian.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, our speaker, DTM Subramanian, topic, my coaching journey. DTM Subramanian in particular, as a speaker, DTM Subramanian, you started saying that coaching is a process like product development. You know, this was a curiosity arouser from your side. It made us all sit and stand and listen to your speech. What is that is going to unfold? Now, another most important thing, you stood and spoke for 5 to 7 minutes. I could see you enjoying, because even during the MC's introduction, I could see you enjoying and acknowledging her introduction of yours. That's good. That's the kind of attitude that you need to display when you are a speaker, that you did it today. The examples of success of your coaching that you mentioned, that about the student who benefited out of it, and you as a coach, what kind of learning that you also got. One is, as a coach, what your student benefited, and as yourself as a coach, what is the learning that you derived out of it? You were able to convey that to the audience today, which was important in your speech requirement. You also started you took up at a very simple example to quote that IT written, though it is not very, very relevant for the coaching that we are discussing today. But you know, you wanted to say that how it begins in life. The coaching process starts, how it starts. That is what I think you wanted to convey to the audience. You also, your speech requires your professional experience to be shared. You did that. You did that. And one of the examples that you quoted was a person who joined your company directly from the college. And that was, incidentally, it is also outside Toastmasters, and how you groomed him. And also you could give us a picture of the follow-up that you did with him until he got settled. That's wonderful of that. Now, you also talked about coaching informally. You know, you said coaching also can be done informally. The testimony for that informal coaching is none other than AKP sir we have in our club. When you see him in the Mekon 6th floor, when we have coffee, when we have tea breaks, and when we, even at the parking area space and other areas, even 1 or 2 minutes, he will definitely share. And it is a very informal coaching that he does, which you also shared, which is paramount in a coaching environment, which takes all these things in a nutshell of coaching that we are talking about. DTM Subramanian, it was a reflection on the impact of the experience of coaching that you mentioned today in your speech. So these are all the things that you excelled, and we are very happy and we are very proud of your speech. DTM Subramanian, one particular point that I would like to just share and, you know, make small correction is, you know, as a football coach, the coach is completely responsible to take the entire proceedings of the match, and he owns and he shoulders success and failure. Whereas in cricket, it is the captain who takes the entire responsibility on the field, and he shares the responsibility or a success or a failure as far as the process is concerned. Now, having said all these good things, the area that I wish that you may have to work on is DTM Subramaniam, your speech could be more clearer, more precise. For that, the only thing that you need to do is more practice, and more practice. Practice makes perfect, because when you speak, the expectations are very high from MECON members, that ums and disconnect of your speech, will let you down of the seriousness and the quality of the speech that you are going to deliver. That you need to take care. So, what is that to challenge yourself, DTM Subramaniam, as far as the growth that I have seen in Toastmasters, about your growth, which I have watched and I have seen in the last 5 years, is you always challenge yourself, and therefore you are in a place where you are today. And please continue that process, continue that attitude, and you will be something great and much bigger to shoulder yourself and also share your experience with others. With this, back to you, General Evaluator, Gaurav Badri.
Thank you, Ravi Kumar sir. Toastmaster Ravi
Thank
Kumar.
you. Thank you.
I totally agree that, and thank you, Subramaniam sir, for that lovely speech where you gave insightful information about coaching and how that it plays a dual role in helping the student as well and even the coach. And I totally agree with the evaluation given by Ravi Kumar sir, and I have nothing to add on to it. So with this, can we give both the speaker and the evaluator a huge round of applause? As there was just one speech, so the first session got over very early. So coming to the second session, it was the table topic session. And the table topic master, Toastmaster Nakul, can you just tell me that, are you doing this role for the first time?
Yeah, first time.
Okay. To be frank, I didn't expect that it was the first time. I thought you were doing this for the second or third time. You did a fantastic job. When you started off with the session, you just started sharing the screen. I for a second I thought, why is he not explaining what is the session about? And then I saw the first slide in the PPT saying that the objectives and how the session works out. So it's a very nice thing to put it in a PPT so that even people can read it out while you're saying it. And the topics you're choosing, the pictures, and it was a fantastic way to portray your session by giving the pictures and people talk on spot. And the pictures you portrayed, I'm sure everyone enjoyed the session and they could relate to the pictures you shared. And I think all the speakers spoke more than 1 minute. So so there was this one thing I observed is at the starting of the table topic master, when I was a table topic master for the first time, I used to always call the speaker and then I used to always say the topic and then call the speaker. But you didn't do that mistake. You call the speaker and then share the topic so that the speaker had no time to think for at least 2 to 3 seconds also. You just have to go on spot. So kudos to you on that. You did a fantastic job as a table topic master. So can we give him a huge round of applause? So as the table topic, I've covered the table topic session. I request all the parties, all the Toastmasters to open the Google link and vote for the best table topic speaker. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes for that. Okay, is everyone done? Okay. So next I'll be going to the tag roles. So as I call out the role takers, can you please give your report as well? So going to the first role taker, that is the timer, Toastmaster Rudaka.
Good evening, everyone. The meeting started 7 minutes delayed. The Sergeant at Arms took 3 minutes 5 seconds. Master of Ceremony have so far taken around 10 minutes 12 seconds. Speaker 1, DTM Subramaniam, has taken 7 minutes 33 seconds. Table topic master himself has taken nearly about 10 minutes and the session went on about 28 minutes. The evaluator Toastmaster Ravi Kumar has taken 5 minutes 30 seconds. General evaluation has so far gone for 15 minutes. We had around 13 speakers. We had, out of those 13, we had one speaker crossing 4 minutes, two speakers crossing 2 minutes, and one speaker crossing 3 minutes. And we had two speakers who did not even touch the mark of 1 minute. With that note, I get over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Danka, for that lovely report. I request our counter Toastmaster DTM AK Prabhakara to give his report.
General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. There were very few ums. I would say overall, there were very few. I name it only two Toastmasters with minimum R. That is the General Evaluator, Gaurav Badri, and in fact, till table topic completion, he had nil R. But he started his G's role announcement saying that this is, barring that, it was minimum. And other person who was almost a nil report, but finally he made one that is Toastmaster Ravi Kumar. Rest one, they are, I would say, negligible, these two people. The maximum came from the project speaker, and he had his basic crutch wording, and he drags it. You can observe it. I would rather advise him to take a look at it. It's more to improvise. The content I am not talking. So the maximum side was on that project speaker. Rest had us, and that was there. And there was a substantial. It can be 3 to 5. And okay, you can say that okay, for the time being, we'll say that was negligible, passing marks. But the excellence was on 2 people and 90 plus, I would say. And for that, we will give a round of applause to those 2 people who set benchmarks. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM AK Prabhakara sir, for that wonderful report. I request the grammarian Toastmaster Arundhati to give a report.
Once again, the good usages for today were admired leader, enlightened soul, part of the game, work-life balance, devastate, flawless. Thoughts of good usages are 3 things matters, that is to be told as 3 things matter. Billions of billions rupees. Billionaire would have been a better word. Low attitude, down to earth attitude. Multiple peoples should have been multiple people. Later, after, they were used together actually, either later or after a few days. My own younger brother, my own brother, or my younger brother. Make people to understand, should have been make people understand. Was amazing topics, should have been were amazing topics. Today's word users are Toastmaster Nakul and Toastmaster Ravi Kumar. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arundhati ma'am, for that wonderful report. And one thing I observed today, she put the word of the day and all the usage and the meaning in the chat box. And I request the future role takers who take up grammarian in future meeting to do the same, so that people can refer whenever they want and talk accordingly. So going to the last tag role of today, that's the PPE, I request Toastmaster Rishabh to give his report. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Good evening once again. I heard no talks about sex, politics, and religion, and the meeting was pretty smooth. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishabh. That was again a short and a sweet report given by you. So according to me, tag role takers are like the in an event like they take care of the backstage. They might not be seen most of the time, but they play a very important role in carrying this meeting or any event, to be frank. So can we give all the role takers a huge round of applause? With this, I'm just left with the master of ceremonies of today. That's the Toastmaster Indrani. And the theme you're choosing, which is attitude is everything. And from the time I logged into this meeting, I've been seeing that you've been having a positive attitude by giving that beautiful smile. And introducing the speakers with a beautiful smile will give them an energy to start with a positive note. So you started off by introducing the theme by telling a small story about this person called Janu and about his neighbor's incident. And you nicely connected the Ralph's Speech Medley story with the team. And me as a MC, I used to struggle a lot doing this. So kudos to you on that. And explain about all the sessions and how three sessions are how sessions function in general Toastmasters meeting. So it helped a lot of guests who are attending for the first time as to know how the Toastmasters basically work. So as a MC, you did a very wonderful job. I hope you take this role and further roles in the upcoming meetings. So with this, can we give her a thunderous round of applause? So I believe I spoke about everyone. If I missed anyone, please let me know now. It's my debutant role, so there is chance that I might miss. But okay, looking at Sai Snell nodding his head, I feel I did a wonderful job today. So thank you, and I give back the in charge to Toastmaster Indrani, who is the MC of today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. That was indeed a detailed and comprehensive feedback. So let us join to give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Gaurav. Another huge round of applause to our speaker, table topic master, role takers, and evaluators. Sorry, evaluator. Before I conclude, I would like to say, no matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool, no one is bad. Only the situation how we handle is important. How we treat people ultimately tells us through our attitude. It talks a lot the way our mind thinks, way we communicate ourselves in a positive, constructive way that gives better future. Last but not the least, it's difficult task to make everyone happy, but we can be happy to ourselves without disturbing our mind. Attitude is everything in our life. By this, I could hand over the in charge back to our president, Toastmaster Udank.
Thank you, ma'am, for conducting such a flawless meeting. And can I have a big round of applause for our two debutant role takers, Gaurav and Nakul? Before I act, yes, sir.
I wanted to mention that the two role takers, Gaurav Badri and Nakul, have done a wonderful job. It's not easy, first time taking initiative and doing it so nicely. And I just wanted to place it on record, as well as I have put that in the record, that ballot, the software ballot that is there inside. Just wanted to make it a point. Thank you very much, the Toastmasters, Badri and Nakul. Over to back to
AKP sir.
President.
AKP sir, can I add one more sentence here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It got for me today. I got a memory of in Mekon. Some days we used to be only 11, 12 people, and you and Yamu Bhatt sir used to say, "Don't worry, we'll do this meeting." And that day, that meeting used to be exceedingly good. And likewise, when I started the meeting today, it was only 13 people, went up to 16, and now I think around 14. But the quality of meeting, hats off, wonderful it was. Thanks everybody. So the numbers doesn't matter. Few numbers or what. I think how we contribute and how we work. It is another testimony of a Mekon class.
Yes, sir.
Once upon a time, our club, there were members, only 5 members in the meeting before the internet, and we kept at it, and it's still there. Club is there.
Yes, before I conclude, I request everyone to take some time and give the feedback in the base camp so that all the other members improve from your feedback. With that, as we had coming on to the winners of the week, as we had only speaker, the best speaker award goes to DTM Subramaniam sir, and the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Ravi Kumar. And the best table topic speaker goes to the one who sold the tickets in the bus, conductor, DTM MU Bhatt. With that note, I conclude meeting number 1103. I request everyone to stay back for a group photo. Sai. Apurva Helle. Yes, Sai, over to you.
I request Apurva and Sharanya ma'am both to please turn on their videos. Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you. See you all in the next meeting.